Hey Bible lovers, I'm Tim Nichols, and I'm here to bring you your Nichols Worth. And today from Holman, also known as Lifeway, we have two brand new cover options in our Handcrafted series. One of them is the verse by verse, and the other one is the single column personal size. So we're going to check these out. These are two of my favorite layouts from this series. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at this cover, and this is called the Slate Gray, and you're going to see why it's called the Slate Gray when you compare it to the Skylar Slate Gray and the Black Pearl. It's kind of a mix in between the two. Now this color has been discontinued, but this color has continued on, and you can see the similarities between them both. I would say this is probably closer in nature to the Black Pearl. The Black Pearl is more of that charcoaly gray, while the Slate in the Skylar line is more of that marvelly lighter gray, more of a true gray. This has a little bit of a darkness to it, but you can see it has that marbled effect. Really pretty. Now there is a little bit of pull-up effect on this, and this is a calf skin. So now let's dive into a little bit more on the cover and some things that are new to this one. First of all, they have raised spine hubs on the cover now. And before, in their Handcrafted series, other than the NASB 2020, they do tooled lines more like your Allen style. Also, they have really done a good job of hitting that stamping deep into the spine. That's going to really help that not to wear off very easily. And also, we have some stitching. It almost looks to be a lighter gray, so we almost have us like an accent stitching there. It looks really nice. And this is a very matte finish. There is no shine to it at all, but this does not scratch when you run your fingers through it. I wouldn't gouge your fingernails through it, but this is going to be a fairly durable calfskin. Now, when you roll the cover, you're going to see this one is smooth, no wrinkles whatsoever. Now the burgundy one I'm going to show you is just a little bit different. So now let's get to the liner. This is an animal skin liner, and you can see they used silver to accent that gray. This includes on the spine. Really, really well done. The corners on this are pretty nice. These are printed in China, so these are going to be a little more mass produced than say your Skylar, but overall, from a craftsmanship standpoint, this is pretty good stuff. And then when we open it, this is where it's really beautiful. Check it out. That is where I think this is really competitive with a Skylar Quintel. Now with the Slate Gray, generally speaking, you're going to have your silver gilding with your red accents all around it. Going to have red liner. But this reminds me a lot of the Black Pearl, and it seems to be possibly its inspiration. So once you get into opening this, check it out. You see a very similar experience. Now this is a full yap. This is going to have a little bit more handcrafted work on the corners and things like that. But when you look at them overall, this is a pretty comparable quality scale. Now one thing, this is 33 GSM paper, which I like a lot better than the 28 GSM. Now you're going to notice the ghosting is very similar. This is a highly opaque paper. The reason I don't like 28 GSM paper is because I find it very difficult to get a hold of one sheet. You have to really feel for it, where this one sheet, you just grab it, and there it is. So really beautiful layout. Now I want to compare this. There's been some complaints about this one sneaking into the gutter, and it does. This text does sneak into the gutter, so we're going to go to page 400. This is the brown saddle leather. Number one, you're going to notice this does not have the red accents. This has red accents, really beautiful in all their Handcrafted series. And some people have said that this sneaks more down into the gutter. Now let's remove this ribbon so we can get an honest look here. That this sneaks more down in the gutter than this does. And while that may be slightly true, when you have an edgeline tab, sometimes you just give it a little push and it'll spread it out there. But you can see that 25 is pretty much in line with this 25, and it's not edgelined. This is not an edgelined edition. Now, how did they accomplish this? What they did is, you'll notice the margin space is slightly less right here. They shifted this out for the purpose of compensating for that edgeline tab so that this doesn't go way down in the gutter. Now I'm going to give you another example. This is a rebind. And this is an earlier edition. As a matter of fact, this is a 2017 edition. This is actually a 2020 edition. And you can see with the edgeline tab that sneaks way down in that gutter. You've got to really press it back to get it out of there. And that's because we have this margin space. So some folks have been asking, why did they get rid of the margin space? Well, they got rid of the margin space to get that text out of the gutter. This was a design choice, and in my opinion, this is an excellent design choice. So if you like the CSB personal size large print Bible, this is a 10-point font laid out by 2K Denmark, then this is an excellent option for you. And one thing about this versus these is there's not a huge drop off in quality and craftsmanship, but there's a huge drop off in price. You're going to pay over $200 for these. These are going to be at least half that. Sometimes when they're on sale can be less than half that. So you're going to get a great deal with a beautiful Bible. So now let's look at one of their other options, and that is with the CSB verse by verse double column wide margin. Now you can say these are on the same page, it's the exact same text block, so internally you're going to get the exact same experience. But when you look on the exterior, check this out. This is a beautiful black goatskin. This also comes in brown. You have the tooled hubs, as most of your Handcrafted series was before this point. You're going to have your art gilding, which is nice and beautiful, and you're going to have all these bells and whistles to include the accent colors, all on your text block. The difference is going to be this cover, and they have it in the slate that I just showed you. They have it in this marble burgundy that we're looking at right now, and they also have it available in a tan or a brownish color, which I don't have that one, but I'm hoping to get it soon. And again, you're going to have those raised hubs on the spine. You're going to have that deep spine stamping, 3 double-sided satin premium ribbons, as does the gray slate and personal size. Comes with 3 ribbons. That's an upgrade as well. And you're going to have your gilt line. You're going to have all this beautiful experience. This is really the coming of age for Lifeway, aka Holman. This is really where I think they're finding their stride in the premium Bible industry, and I think they're doing some things, they're taking some risks, they're bringing color into the game, and it's really exciting to see where they're headed with this. I actually went to their offices a couple days ago and was able to see some test colors that are coming out. Folks, that's going to be exciting. But one more thing I want to show you about this cover and what it compares to is, if you've ever seen the Battlelassie. Now this doesn't have that smoky effect, but you can see those burgundies are very similar. So this is a beautiful Bible. These are beautiful options. I am very excited about the direction of the Holman Handcrafted collection, and I think you should be too. The price is right, the craftsmanship is right. One thing I do want to show you is on this cover, when you roll it a little bit, you see a little bit of wrinkles developing here and there, and the gray one doesn't do that, but this, I think, is just going to wear and age beautifully. I've got a feeling this is going to be able to patina and age as you use it. I look forward to seeing how this is going to wear. God bless you. Keep calm. Jesus on. This is your Nichols Worth.